we are getting more and more people to these calls, and it's a lot of fun. We're kind of getting our rhythm going now. Yes, Dad is perkier than a rotten buck. But let's talk about some of our housekeeping items before we go into some of our other things. We have some fun announcements. And then, of course, everyone is here to hear Tom Sr. talk about Avenger, and he does such a great job with that people have really responded. I've got tons of emails afterwards just saying that they just love these, keep them going. Lots of people sending me their products that they would like Tom Sr. to go over. So we're putting those plans together, and you guys are going to love them. So the first thing I want to talk about is our new promo for November. Starting tomorrow, we have, we just want you guys, we're going to the very, very end of the year here, and we want you guys to finish off strong in this last quarter. So just for the month of November, free enrollments for new distributors. So I know you guys have always loved that. And that went on for quite some time, and we kind of told our distributors that it would be ending soon, and it did. But for the last month, before December, we're gonna let everybody have one more kick at that cat and just say for the whole month of November, you're gonna be able to sign people up, no charge. So just make sure that you know by when December comes, then it'll be back to $24.95 with the kits in there. So just know that. So now I did a post on Facebook, and I also sent out an email to our leaders talking about the fire and ice going on back order. Again, not the funnest thing to announce or talk about. And just so you know, and I talked about this in an email, when this happens, oh, I'm getting a reminder. When there's no, when you get the free signups, there's no kits that go with that. So if you want the kits, you know, you don't get the free signups. So the free signups are just that, free signups, but no kits come with that. So don't forget that detail in there. But the fire and ice tea is back in stock. So that was just a very small window of going out. But just to let you know, we take that so seriously. And I happened to be staying at Tom Sr.'s house the day that happened. And that night, as we discussed it, we called a meeting in the very next morning to see just what was going on. Now, Australia is truly starting to mirror the US and is picking up speed. We've got some new groups growing. Things are growing there, and it's an exciting time. A lot of you may be seeing some new people who are doing some great posts out there, some trainings, good groups that are signing on, and we've got some exciting things going on in Australia. Of course, what happens with that is increased orders, and one of the most popular products in Australia is the fire and ice tea. It just is. You guys absolutely love it, and of course in Australia too, or in the US too. It's just kind of one of those worldwide. Everybody loves this product. So it's back in stock. I think I made the post that it would be back on the 6th. Came back a couple days before that, so happy that that came back in. But again, we don't want any interruption of that, and so we had a great meeting there, made sure that our SOPs were kind of tightened up with a few new fences in there to make sure that that doesn't happen for you guys. So we have our Dash for the Cash winners. Now this is really a fun contest because you're winning a lot of money, which is so fun. And whenever the winners are announced, I always get some people who will send me some messages on Facebook or send me emails and be like, I won, because you win $1,000 for the number one winner. So I wanted to announce that. We've got 3 winners here in Australia. So super exciting. I'm excited for these ladies. A couple of them are some of the new people who've come out. So just to have them be like, wow, I won this month was super fun. So our first place winner is Mariel Arthy. She won $1,000. So congratulations to her. Our second place winner was Stacy Bryce, $500. And our third place winner was Gert Rosenbrick, and she won $250 right by Christmas. Who could not use that? I would love that. So congratulations to them. I think it's a lot of fun, and congratulations to those winners. Now, the next winners we have, and you guys had to have seen all the people posted on Facebook on this one. We did the lotion winners, or the lotion guesses. It was so fun, so fun. So we had hundreds of people guessing what those fragrances are in the lotions. And it was a lot of fun. But when we had our meeting and we said, this is gonna be a lot of fun for 2 weeks, we'll have everybody go in, and the first day or so, you know, people can guess, and then we'll let them go in every single day and guess. And within the second day, the contest was over. So we kind of sat in a meeting and said, well, that was fun. We have a winner. So you guys are awesome. But let me announce our winners of the lotion. And then we're going to show you a video. We're super excited about this. We've worked on this for a long time. It's just kind of something fun, like I said, something fun right before Christmas as well. So super exciting. So our first winner was Thalie Cynic, either Cynic, I think is maybe the last name, or Cynic, and her guess was jasmine. But this lotion has 2 fragrances to it, and the next one that guessed, Carmel Campbell, she guessed a lily, and this lotion is jasmine water lily. And although her lily was a little off, we're going to give it to her. We had a couple people guess lily up on days past that, so we're going to give it to them. So both of you guys won. This is the new hand and body lotion, and it's water lily jasmine. Super exciting. I'm going to post the video on Facebook as soon as you're done here. You're going to be able to go on Facebook and see the video, but let's play the video for you guys right now.
Sisel's new Water Lily Jasmine Hand and Body Lotion. Pamper your skin with Sisel's remarkable hand and body lotion. This silky blend is made from the highest quality ingredients that soften, moisturize, and soothe skin exposed to daily environmental conditions. A main ingredient in Water Lily Jasmine Hand and Body Lotion is shea butter oil, which is extracted from the shea fruit tree and is an excellent emollient for dry skin. This lotion also includes mango seed butter, which is pressed from mango seeds and is very effective in moisturizing the skin. It can be helpful in healing stretch marks, scars, and burns, and actually promotes skin regeneration. Wheat amino acids from wheat protein are included in Water Lily Jasmine Lotion because of their hydrating properties. The smaller molecular size of these amino acids, which are broken down with the hydrolysis process, make this an excellent ingredient to penetrate into dry skin on the cellular level. The combined water lily and jasmine fragrances give this lotion a pleasant aromatic scent. Use on dry, cracked heels, calloused elbows, and rough knees. When applied daily, Sisel's Hand and Body Lotion rehydrates and nourishes, leaving your skin velvety soft with a radiant, healthy glow.
Very cool. Very cool. So absolutely love that video. Like I said, when you guys are done, when we're done with this meeting, you'll be able to go to our Facebook page and that video will be available. If you want me to send it to you in an email, then I will do that as well. And if you want to try the product, then you guys can order it because it is in Australia right now. So you guys are the first and only country to have this lotion right now, perfectly in time for your spring and summer months. A nice airy fragrance, just floral. So super excited about this. We really rushed to get it there. We wanted to be able to announce it and have you guys have it at the same time. So this is really exciting. You guys are just absolutely gonna love it. So enjoy this, enjoy the video, and more than that, enjoy the lotion because it is ready for purchase. So super exciting, and lots of fun. Really want to thank everybody for contributing to and participating in our lotion contest. We had hundreds of people come to that, and it just made it a lot of fun. We can do a lot more of that, and kind of gets everybody excited, and we just have a great time when we do that. So appreciate everybody for doing that. And again, congratulate the winners. So with that, I think we're ready for the main attraction. He tends to even overpower the new Lotion launch. But again, we have Tom Sr. and he's here to talk about Avenger. Avenger is definitely one of the most popular products in the US. And as we were talking about different products to go over for Australia, we talked about just how wherever we travel in the US, it's just something that they're asking us in advance to make sure that we hit on. So that's why we have some US distributors there. When we did our WhatsApp call this last week, we told them, that we were having this training, and they are more than welcome to jump on that with us at any time. But Avenger is definitely one of the favorite products in the US, and we want everyone to know exactly why it's so popular here. So Dad, I'll let you take that. He's prepared an amazing PowerPoint. Again, when he's done with his PowerPoint, that will also be available. I can email it to you, and it will be on the Facebook page as well for you guys to take from there. So go ahead, Dad.
We ready?
Yep.
Well, hello everybody. Afternoon from Utah. Good morning in Australia, New Zealand, if there's anyone there from New Zealand. We're going to give you the kind of information today that we did before with the Balance D and the Super Detox. This time we're doing Avenger. The reason why is Avenger is quite a complicated product, and it's very specific to go after many different types of microorganisms that are so potentially harmful. Some of them in particularly, in which have, of course, we discussed it down the last session we had in Australia, is for Lyme's disease. But it's just not Lyme's, it's also E. coli and a few other things like that, because those types of organisms have got a shell, and that shell keeps ingredients that would normally kill them from penetrating. So we've addressed that really quite well, and have got a product here based upon really going after the immune system to make it as effective as possible. Here's the key ingredients we're talking about, as you can see on the screen. Chaga. Now, cat's claw you understand it's a herb, and these are extracts, and we don't just use the olive leaf, we use an extract from it. Red root, we have an extract from it. Ashwagandha is what it is. Alicin comes from garlic, but it's the active part with it. Lotus comes from a lotus flower extract that's in it. And then we have the lime extract, limonene, which is really a very interesting product because of all the things that it can do. And then last is elderberry extract, which is really effective on viruses of all types. So that's our Avenger. Well, so we'll talk about them first. Here's Chaga. Chaga is a very unusual, it's a mushroom. It grows on a white birch tree or an aspen tree like we have here in Utah in the States. And it's a very big clump. And it's very dark. It's got a lot of melanin in it. And it's used as a response for damage to the tree. And so it produces this big dark clump on these trees which grow only in the north, because the melanin, pulls in the wintertime sunlight and then converts it and transfers the energy where the white would reflect off. So that's not such a much of an interesting piece of information, except when you realize the tree's white. So in the summer, where as sun shines sometimes 24 hours a day, it reflects it. In the winter, where you don't get much, that chaga will attract it for it. Now, that's just a little bit of information for you to understand about it. But with this mushroom, of all the mushrooms in the world, they have a Japanese and a Korean mushroom institute, and they say that chaga is over 100 times more powerful than either Ganoderma or reishi mushroom. It is the most powerful mushroom on earth. And it can boost the immune system, fight inflammation, protect cells from free radicals. It's a tremendous antioxidant, can reduce the symptoms of diabetes. And And if you look at that type of thing, we're talking about many of the types of issues with inflammation that it will take down. And there's a lot of benefits with chaga. One thing that's interesting about this, if you have a mushroom, and there's a number of varieties around, as you know, shiitake, another good one, but chaga greatly exceeds them all in power. And chaga is totally unique because all mushrooms are from the plant world, but chaga, of the components that are in it, about 30-some%, about a third of them, are identical to what's in the human body. And so it has a real compatibility with the human body. So here's 12 healthy benefits of chaga. You can see how this will help you. Oxidative stress, that is the single greatest factor in aging and cancers, is oxidative stress. And of course, with that, we have to say this supports, okay? So it supports the body's in its ability to suppress cancer progression. Now, those of you that are interested enough, you can go into a publication like pubmed.gov or .com, PUBMED, and then you could type in chaga and you could put in a lot of different afflictions that you have. You could put in cancer. You could put in diabetes. You could put in heart, liver, immune, any of things like that with it in the search engine. And then when you hit it, scientific studies from all over the world will come up so you can see if there's no scientific studies, you either haven't put it in right or there's no effect. Some of them you'll see a tremendous amount. So we brought this chaga out so it can support in all of these kinds of things, even against dangerous blood clots. I have some of those because previous injuries in my spectacular athletic life that I've led. But with that, it actually has some proteins and enzymes that break it down and remove it. It's very healthy for cognitive function. You think more clear. And a lot of that has to do with a number of things. Inflammation is one of them, and oxidative stress, because you get so much in the brain because of the metabolism. And of course, the one thing about it is the immune system needs to be in balance. And this will do your T cells, the 1 and 2, keeps them in proper balance. And it's like it puts them on high alert. They're sensitive to foreign ingredients, whether it be microbes or whatever, or perhaps an errant cell, and they will go after it if they're more attuned and sensitive with it. Pain relief has got a wide variety of things that it does that it counteracts, but getting inflammation is another one. Now here it is, it's a big one for a lot of people. It will help with inflammatory bowel disease. So we talked about Balance D last time. This is if you're really having problems with your digestive system, then this is a good one. And even in Crohn's disease, it has quite a good effect. And of course, it's a very, very strong antibacterial factor. In fact, it fights gram-positive, gram-negative, anaerobic, aerobic bacteria. So it's very broad spectrum. Okay, now cat's claw is the next ingredient we're going to talk about. It comes out of the Amazon. It has been used traditionally in herbal medicines, but they found it has some tremendous power within it for a number of things. One of it is it's especially aggressive on Lyme's disease that you get, the Borrelia bacterium. This one is really effective on it. It's a strong antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. We get back to the same thing again, but you need to understand almost all disease that you get, the damage is not from the disease, it's from the inflammation after it. So anti-inflammatory is very important with it. And of course, here we're talking about arthritis discomfort. Well, that's inflammation again, isn't it? And here it comes in, and it is a very strong support for the immune system overall. And it enhances the intercells repair of the mutagenic DNA. And it's a big factor in doing that, particularly in some types where it's like very corrosive toxins that have damaged it. And of course, here it is. It can't do it. You can't say it by itself. You have to understand one thing. about these, and I probably need to start getting a little more definitive. Unless a product has been tested completely for any of the claims that you make, the whole formulation, you can't really say it does it. So if you have a product like Avenger, we have a lot of ingredients, we talk about them. The term you need to understand is it supports the body's natural processes, and that's the way that it works. So these things we're saying, you might be able to go to PubMed, and if you put something like cat's claw in, and you put cancer proliferation or immune health or arthritis, then you would see studies that would come up on it, and it would show you how effective it was. And when you read a study, they're mind-boggling. And so if you read the abstract at the beginning and the conclusion at the end, the rest of it is the minutia of the testing. So that way you can glean more of your information off it. Now, the next one is the olive leaf extract. This one is really very powerful because it works extremely well with the cardiovascular system. And you get a lot of things like these inflammatory cytokines, which they're linked to directly to heart disease and do a lot of damage. This goes in and supports the body to fight those, prevent those from even occurring. So here's the virtues of it: anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, arthritis, immune health, DNA repair. So all of these things are there. Some of them are redundant, but you got to remember this is a product that is designed to go after all the types of bacterium I talked about, the specialized one, like the Lymes and the E. coli, but also gram-negative, positive, aerobic, anaerobic. But then it goes into mold, yeast, fungus, all of those aspects too that you're concerned with. This product directly addresses it. Now we have red root extract. Now, one thing about red root extract, of course, is very good for draining congestion. And a lot of times in some of the things that happen, especially if you have a sports injury, you can get a lot of swelling and things like this. This will really help it because it has a very profound effect on the immune system, but not just on the lymphatic system, but also in removing not just the fluids, but the waste and the things that are there too. And it's this is the one that if you're concerned about liver, this is really great because fatty liver is one of the biggest problems that you have. And this product, Red Root, is very good for that. And also for the respiratory system. Look at that: arthritis, bronchitis, whooping cough, tonsils, and sinuses. But in addition to that, this also creates nitric oxide. If you know what nitric oxide is, I don't know if we have it listed here, but if you know what that is, I have to read this as I go. So we've covered pretty well all of this, but the nitric oxide is really the premier stimulant to our support ingredient for muscle growth and development and recovery. And it directly counteracts the ache that you get within muscles after you've exercised due to lactic acid buildup. It will not only help to mitigate it, but it does it even before, and it supports the body's in its fight to prevent it from building up. So as you can see, this is a very powerful product you can use for lots of different things. If you have something like varicose veins or spider veins, hold up your leg, Liesl, so that people can see, and you can use it quite effectively. In fact, as I had a lot of that, I had better looking legs than Liesl, but still I had spider veins and some of those developing from blood clots. I had injuries, and it was getting to be so painful that I took this and a few other things with it, and now my spider veins are almost gone, and they were really quite bad. I'm impressed with it. When you see it work on yourself, you really believe in it. So as you can see from this, there's lots of things. We're backing on the liver into the blood. It's a great blood tonic and those things. Now ashwagandha, and that's sometimes called Indian ginseng. Now it isn't ginseng, but well, the one thing is it's an adaptogenic, and ginseng works that way too in Chinese medicine, in that it helps certain types of ingredients or things within the system to adapt to working with the body and with other ingredients that are there. Ashwagandha is extremely powerful. And when we talk about some things here, like arthritis, anxiety, trouble sleeping, insomnia, look at those. Tumors, tuberculosis, asthma, bronchitis, backache, fibromyalgia, menstrual problems, hiccups, chronic liver disease, belching irregularly, a few things like that. You understand the magnitude of what it does, but it is really effective for stress and anxiety, has a great effect on those, and takes down oxidative stress also, besides just the stress and the anxiety you would normally get. So now we talk about alicin. Of course, it comes from garlic. Many of you know that. But the difference between eating garlic and taking alicin in this concentration is immense, because you can take enough garlic to get what we have in a dose of this. And garlic is extremely good for the heart, as you know, with this. And it's one of the things that's very effective for is infection and actually pests. And if you understand that, that's why I tell people sometimes, if you don't want to use pesticides on your plants, spray them with garlic. And if you have fruits and vegetables are growing and you don't want to put a pesticide or a herbicide around, or actually a pesticide, you just spray it with garlic and the pests will not even go to it with it. So it's very effective in all of these areas of fighting infections for cholesterol, high blood pressure, immunity, inflammation, cancer again, thinning blood. That's very important. You get a lot of stagnated blood. And if you do, if you want to go on the MeWe.com site I have on my profile today, I have some photographs there of before and after taking diatomic hydrogen water, which we make their H2 stick. And you can't believe how the platelets, how they're sticking together in the blood cells. In 15 minutes, they're free flowing. This also has that factor to keep it that way all of the time, so the blood doesn't get too stagnant, too thick with it. Also has an effect on acne. Now, the reason it works on acne does a couple of different things to take. Is number one is it interferes with the production of what they call dihydrotestosterone, which causes the greasy buildup within it that bacteria can feed on. And then it also goes after the bacteria itself. It's also a very good one for combating lactic acid, so it's great for muscle and workouts. And so here's the lotus. Now it's a lotus flower extract. And I will tell you what, if you've ever been in a room with lotus flowers, I did when I was down in the Ukraine one night, and man, I had a headache that was like an ice cream headache, in the middle of the night. And I got up and it was so strong, I took and put them out on the balcony. But that strength is medicinal properties that are there, and they have a tremendous effect on things like bacteria and cancer, and great for supporting blood control and breakdown of fat. Actually, in the metabolism of fat, there are some weight loss products that are being tested right now with it, because it gives an added boost to what they're trying to accomplish, especially with keto. And of course, protects heart and blood vessels. And look at this: skin, liver, brain. It's a great ingredient to have in it. So as you take a look at all this, now here's anxiety. Liesl suffers from that. Bad breath, definitely suffers from it. Bleeding, I haven't seen anything there. Diarrhea, that's a good possibility. Digestive problems, fever, liver health, skin diseases, sore throat and cough, and other conditions. Well, that's a lot of power, isn't it? Now look at this one, lime extract. And this limonene, it's limonene actually. This limonene, you really should put that in a search engine and look at it. If you look at limonene And if you also looked at perillyl extract, P-E-R-I-L-L-Y-L, or alcohol in there, you will be shocked at what they do. It's so much I daresn't tell you, but ladies, I'll tell you what, you take a look at it and you'll want to use that product for just what this does itself. I just legally can't tell you. You have to find it yourself, but it's easy to find. So as you can see, this alkalizes the body. Now, alkalinity in the body is a very sensitive thing. And you have a number of companies, they sell these water systems like a Kangen system or an alkaline ionizer, they call them. And they say it makes the water very alkaline. Well, yeah, it does. But you'd have to drink to change the pH in your body. You'd have to drink, if the pH was 10, which is very high, your mouth is about 7.4. And of course, the stomach's very acidic. So the difference between 10 and a pH water and the 1 or 2 pH of acid is 10 million times different. So before it ever gets in your body, it's destroyed. So that's one of the myths of these types of ionizing machines they're talking about. However, with this one, there are things that you can do. And like a lemon, see, but it's limonene. What it does is while it's acidic, as it goes through the digestive system, it gets the other side and it feeds and supports the system that improves and balances your alkalinity. So this is one that works, and it works very well. Now, it's got a lot of other attributes with it as you look at all of these with blood sugar, asthma, relaxing, detoxifies, phlegm, fights cancer cell. We have to say we can't, it supports the body that fights them, but wow, you look at it for breast cancer support, it is incredible. Then there's, it's a heart food, constipation, arteriosclerosis, digestive, high blood pressure, immune system. That's a product in itself, don't you think? And here we've got it. Now, this last one is elderberry, and it's very interesting because two things that brings your, and this is one of the things we have in our influence right now also. Influence is really an antiviral product because most infections, when you go into a doctor, they're viral, but they give you antibiotics which only work on bacteria. As a consequence, they kill your good bacteria, and as a result, your system is permanently out of whack. That's why you need balanced D if you're ever taking antibiotics. But with this one, it has a combination of things that go in, and it is great in so many different areas. It's a blue colored herb that it's extracted from, but vision, the immune system, heart, but here we come into cough, cold, flu, bacteria, and viral infections and tonsillitis. This is very effective in all those areas. So it's been used for a long time with it, but that recently they found the medicinal benefits of this, and it's really quite significant. And now they're even doing malaria research on it because it's showing some positive effects there. So you can see all of the things it does in the last paragraph there for vision, immune system, heart health, all the things that we talked about before. It's redundant. But if you take the juice, you have a much less, or if you take this product with the elderberry in it, or if it was the influence with it, your chances of having a virus infection are greatly reduced. And if you get it, it is mitigated tremendously, and the period of time is cut about in half because it supports your body that well in order to do it. So as you can see, this is a product in of itself, and we actually basically have one. There's a few other things in influence too, but we have it. But this is a cocktail of the most powerful support ingredients for your immunity and so many other things that come with it, which are sort of coincidental. But what we really designed this for to start with was to go after Lyme's disease because it's so difficult and so aggressive to get. And this son of a gun is very good to support your immune system as it fights it. So if you have all these factors going on. And Lyme's disease will exhibit itself in a lot of different products that are around, or parts of the body that's around. And so with that, you have so many different types of symptoms that this array of these kinds of ingredients to bring up your immune system, specific, non-specific immune system, are tremendous. And I think that's the end of my presentation right there, unless I missed something. I have an assistant here to help me. Help me. Got it?
All right, can you guys hear me?
What's that? I think I think that's done. That's the last slide that we have. So that gives you an overall recap. Can you hear me fine?
Yep.
Okay, so that gives you an overall recap. But when you look at all of those different ingredients, all of them, you have to understand they're in very high concentrations. They're high purity. I mean, you're talking about ingredients that are like 98% pure with those. Well, you realize how much that would take to get you a very small amount of that concentrate. That's what it is. Instead of having to eat handfuls and handfuls of one thing, you take a tablet that has them in, and it's so concentrated, it's so terribly effective. So this is a good one. For those of you that were with me with New Ways, we had a product called VMM, and that was a very good one for the immune system. I had a lot of requests for that. I think between this one and Fucoidan, they would greatly exceed that. If you, and Fucoidan is especially more bacterial. This one here is both bacterial, viral, fungus, yeast, mold, all of those things with it. So anyway, that's my presentation to you for today. This is a product you should be on. Now you're going into your summer. We're just going into winter. So Lyme's is probably worse in the summer, but colds and flus and things like that, infection is worse in the winter. So this is one you could use year round to keep yourself, keep your family healthy. And I'll tell you what, it's not pleasant when you're sick. And a product like this, you might never know it's working because nothing happens. It has that kind of power within your body. So
there's a question of, is this an everyday use product?
Yes, it is. You can use it every day. If you don't, I take it every day, but I'm finding so many diseases I have to have a wide variety to do them all, from dandruff clear down to scaly toenails. So I have to have a big variety of products. But in reality, I take it every day because as you get a little bit older, even though I'm looking pretty young, I have to admit, but when you get a little bit older, your immune system becomes dumbed down. And what that is you'll have a T cell come up and it will bump into some sort of a microbial infection or a cancer cell, and it won't identify it. It bounces off and keeps fumbling around. A product like this fine tunes that system so it can recognize it, attach to it, then it can be consumed and ingested. So this is a great product to use all the time if you want. If you're concerned about your immune system, if you got great immunity, okay, or if you're not concerned about it, okay. But for most of us, we need that, at least on certain times. And if you're to the point where you're having problems with your immune system, this is not like an antibiotic where you become drug resistant to it. This one works because it's working directly with your biological systems in this synergistic way, like particularly ashwagandha gives you, so you can have maximum effects.
And is this something that people can use for parasites?
It's not a parasite removal, although I mentioned malaria, and some of these things are parasitic. That, yeah, there's a variety there. It's not a complete broad spectrum anti-parasitic product. We'll have one. It's just it's not as big a seller. Immunity is bigger, but this one is effective about a number of different types of parasites. You ever get a parasitic infection on your skin with this, and something maybe like ringworm or something like that, you could, and even if you had some the pink eye that animals get, and it gets transferred particularly to you can't put it in the eye, but you can make a little slurry, put it on it, and you'd be surprised how quickly it would knock it and take it right down. So there is a good anti-parasitic effect with it, but it's not completely broad spectrum.
Okay, and staph infection, would it work great there?
Well, the thing about it is, yeah, it is, because your staph, it falls into your aerobic bacteria. That's the area. It's gram specific. It goes after those very, very well, but it does it with the ingredients that go right to the heart of it, and the biological systems work to it to address that. Staph, strep, all of the pneumonia, all of those. Now, if you got pneumonia, you better get in and get something done about it. But with it, it brings up your system to fight it so that it might recover quickly, or it might never happen. Those are good possibilities if that's an issue for you.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, Tom Sr. on Avenger, and we'll put this together. Again, now, sometimes it takes us a few days to get these videos put together. So next week, we'll send it out in email. We'll also put it on this Facebook page for Australia, New Zealand. We also have our YouTube page that they have put together for us, where we'll add that. So I would say just look for it first next week, middle of next week, and you'll be able to use that. I know there's a lot of distributors after this who want to see this video, show it to their distributors, and just love this information. And we definitely appreciate him taking his time. I work with him. He's the busiest man there, and he's just been great to give us his time forward from here to do all of these different trainings.
Let me give you a little preview for just a second for all of you that are out there. Today, I did the call here in the United States called Sisel Live. You can look it up on Facebook or on my MeWe now address, and it'll tell you how to go in. This is really a dynamic call that I did today to explain to you the relationship of the 4 major ingredients that aren't anti-aging, aren't life extension, aren't neutralizing agents for aging factors. These are the ones that go right through that. And this is not into life extension. This is puts you on the road to immortality, and you are flying down it. Now, we have 4 products for that. One of them, of course, the Age Pill, TSX, and the third one is called Product X. It won't be that name when it comes out, but you're going to have it, I believe, in Australia in January when it's released. And this one, Product X, is, I've always said that the Age Pill is the most, the greatest discovery in the history of human health. This will rival it, if not exceed it, because it also works with stem cells. So you have declining stem cells, Age Pill takes them up. You have those that become dormant. They're causing cancer, aging, damaging your health, everything else. And what this does is feeds the system to get rid of them, and they repopulate. So now you have declining with a lot dead, and suddenly inclining with all the others coming back. That is major. And you really ought to take a look at that. And we'll be talking about that even maybe the next call. But if it was me, I would get on there and I would listen to that call and take a lot of notes, because this is a major blockbuster. It ranks, it and the Age Pill, I think, are the 2 single greatest discoveries in the history of human health. Throw TSX in there because it keeps the telomeres long, so the duplication rate is fast all the time. And the last thing, how do we live? We live with hydrogen that comes from the sun. It's the source of all life. And the H2 with its diatomic hydrogen water in it goes to every cell in your body. And when it's there, it's unstoppable because it's the smallest molecule and smallest atom in the universe. It goes through everything, including lead. Now, it takes a while longer to get through lead, but it means it goes, you drink it in a few minutes, you feel it throughout your whole body, and it's putting large doses of hydrogen, which your ability to process that from food goes down, and suddenly you can get a big influence of that. And this is the power of the sun working right in your body. And if you're driving the Age Pill, TSX, and Product X, you're not driving down the road onto immortality, you're flying down it.
That's awesome. And did you say this is on, you did Facebook Live today on that?
Yep.
All right.
This is alive.
This is alive. Okay, awesome. So they can go and grab that. Perfect. And I like those. We maybe need to do a call on that again because that sounds exciting. So perfect. Thank you again, Dad. Let me go over just a few things before we end. That was awesome. All the comments are coming in. Wow, this is amazing. Thank you so much, Tom Mower, for your time and info. So awesome. Very exciting, powerful products. Anyway, people love it. They just love these. So we'll keep them going. We will have a country call on the 23rd of November. I'm thinking of doing a wealth builder training, as we've had a lot of these new groups come on and want that again. So, but I'll make sure I do an announcement as we send that out with the link. And then after the holidays, we'll do some more product training with Tom Sr. I wanted to make a correction. Gert Resenbrook is a he. He was one of our winners. So I read that and Katie corrected me. Thank you. He was a dash for the cash winners. And then let's go over the lotion winners again. So excited for that. Love that video. Got lots and lots of comments on there just saying how much they loved the lotion video. Super fun. So we had Thale Sinique and Carmel Campbell were our first place winners. And again, they get a $100 gift certificate to go and have an amazing spa treatment. Take this great lotion and get your whatever you want there done there. Our second place winners, and those are for the Pamper Packs, was Paul McFinder and Marcia Schultz. So congratulations to you two. Yes. And our third place winners were Edith Smoothie and Karen Schreiber, and they get a couple bottles of the lotion, no cost to them. We'll send that on to them. So great. Like I said, a lot of participation in that, a lot of fun. See the video. It will be on the Facebook page right now when you guys get off, so you can go take a look at it. I'll also send it to you if you want it. And better than that is you're going to be able to go and grab that product. It's in stock right now. You guys can place your orders and grab it. You're really the only place in Sisel that can have this product right now. So kind of cool for Australia and New Zealand. So with that, we'll see you guys on November 23rd. Again, thank you, Tom Sr., for doing that great Avenger training, and we'll see you guys later. Thank you.